Yeah, hello? Okay, I think I got audio back. Hello? Oh my god, my stream title changed on YouTube too. Oh, it's a beautiful day when both of my stream titles change at once. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Hello, Shay. Hello, Valids. Hi, Wisdom. Hi, everybody. Oh my god, everyone's saying it back. Everyone's saying it back. Okay, well, not on the Twitch. Nobody's saying it back on the Don't say finally she's awake. I've been awake for 3 hours, thank you. I've been awake for 3 damn hours, thank you. Hello, everybody. How are we? I got a haircut. Do we fuck with the bangs? Let me know. Chat, I'm back. Hi, Goose. Hi, Jolene. Remember my dog? You met her twice, maybe 3 times? I think I only met your dog once. I think I've only been over to your house 1 time. Am I wrong? Maybe not. Hi, Candy Kitten. Your haircut looks like you did it yourself. Insert troll face. I know it does because I took my hand and I went like this to fix it because when I put my makeup up, I did my forehead up like that and it didn't look right. So now I just had to fucking put it together like that and now it looks fucking crazy. Well, I have bad news. We'll never get to meet her again. Oh. Bummer. Why not? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hydrate again. I've got a little bit more liquid in this. That bitch is empty after that, but I tasted it. Chat. I am. Oh, fuck. I have more highs to say. Hi, Creepy. Hi, Meatwad. Hello, everybody. Oh, we put her down today. It kind of sucks, but I love Yuri. Oh. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope this stream can make you feel better. Or I guess the Yuri will make you feel better. I hope something makes you feel better. Oh. What? What? Sorry, that's a horrible transition, but a thing just popped up on my screen. Sub for 2 months of Audible I didn't agree to this. What the fuck? Okay. Well, I hope something makes you feel better. I'm sorry for your loss. Hi, Zoomy. Hi, Arctic Foxo. Hi, Kane. Chat, can you guys ask where I was? Guys, can you say, Jolene, where were you? Guys, say, Jolene, where were you? Somebody say that. Don't say Airbnb. Fucking, that's not what I told you to say, was it? I didn't tell you. I didn't ask where was I logistically. Don't ask where weren't you. I guess I weren't in Kentucky. I guess at no point was I in Kentucky. Okay, well, I went on an Airbnb. As you guys know, I did 1 stream from said Airbnb. But after that, me and my friends went to Hocking Hills. And if you don't know, it's a big, like, forest area in Ohio. And chat, I got pictures. So on Thursday night, we went camping. Don't let this image fool you. We didn't have a fire. The only thing we brought were like 30 hot dogs for food, and our fire literally did not get higher than this. Only half of my hot dog was warm, and the other half was like basically ice cold, but it was still delicious and one of the greatest hot dogs I've ever had. I'm not gonna share that picture. In my tent, it was raining really, really hard, storming outside, and this freak was in my tent. Freaked me the hell out. But then I took some solidarity in the fact that we were all hiding from the rain together. I think I have a video. Yeah. You can hear the rain.
It's just me and you now.
Y'all hear the rain? It was raining loud as hell. Everybody else was in a different tent except me. I was in my own tent with this freak the whole time, which was a little intimidating. The next day, we rolled up into a town to get some food. I ordered, my one rule was that we couldn't eat, like, fast food, though. So this is the Elvis waffle. It was like a pancake syrup, and I got some eggs with it. This was delicious. There were some deer, and they were just, like, chill as hell. I'm actually scared of deer. I've talked about this before. which is why I keep panning the camera back and forth to check all my angles. But I thought they were cute. And so did my friends. This guy was majestic. I was terrified. I was actually, do not let this photo like scare you or fucking fool you. I was scared shitless of this deer. But he was there and he was chilling. He was majestic. He was majestic. Bro thinks he's hiding. Bro does kind of think he's hiding. He's not camouflaged in there. I found a little pipe that you could sit on, and it had this view, which was really pretty. We hit up a local bagel spot, and I asked for a bagel. I've never actually had a real bagel before. I've had like Target bagels that I microwave oven for 2 minutes that I think are delicious, but I don't think I've ever had like a proper bagel. They almost gave me like a burger. But it was 2 bagels instead of buns. I thought it was delicious though. But this was after I had the Elvis, so this was like a treat. We split this all like 5 ways between all of us. It was real chill. And then we went after we were finished exploring the city. I think that was the city of Athens, Ohio. We took a walk across the actual foresty parts. So pretty, bro. I know my phone is gonna hate to load these pictures, which is evil. Look at these big old rocks. I really wanted to focus on my camera, not me. Look, bro. This is majestic. Are you guys in ads? Is that why no one's talking to me, or do you guys not give a shit about my photography? What's going on? Look. So pretty. Waterfall. Fucking, whoa. Dude, you can see all the pixels on my phone. Oh, maybe I'm looking at the pixels on my monitor. I'm looking at that's the pixels on my monitor. I'm dumb as shit. Okay. But look at this big ass staircase, bro. Dude, I wish you could see these photos better. Maybe I could, hold on. Maybe I have a better way of showing these to you. Hold on, I got a better idea. Let me work on this. Boom, 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 boom. I should have done this before stream. This would have been a great pre-stream activity while I was setting up and bullshitting. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. I'll get it handled. There we go. And now, oh yeah, by the way, I heard that next VidCon next year is in July. They're moving VidCon next year? Why? It's in July now? Why again? Okay, wait, now my pictures will be more in depth. So after we finished exploring the city, we began to explore the actual forest. Look how pretty! Look how pretty! Boom. Wait, fuck. Boom. This one was really cool. It was storming when we woke up. So we went to bed in the tent at like 1 or 2, and it was raining, and when we woke up, it was still pouring. So you can see that the path was a little bit flooded. We had to jump on these logs. It was kind of sick. The hills, bro. Look at the hills! I don't even have words to narrate. Just look at my photography, bro. Look how beautiful. Big all rock, bro. Big all rocks. So cool, bro. This big ass waterfall. I love this waterfall. I took a really pretty photo of this. I think it's coming up in like a couple of photos. This is my abstract photo. I took this photo and I showed it to my friends and they were like, "What the fuck even is that?" They were like, "What did you take a photo of?" Do you guys want to guess what this is? This is like a try to make out 3 things you see in this photo exercise. It's just there's so many colors and things going on. You think this is trees? There's no trees. There's no rocks, kind of rocks, but not really. I'd kind of. I don't know, it looks like a cave. This is water. This is a bridge that we were on. You can see that Aiden scribbled his name, and I don't know who the fuck Aiden is. Does that not say Aiden? A-D-D-A? Addison? Addison? I don't know. You can see that some dude fucking carved into the wood down here. This is the edge, and then this is the water, and then the water's reflecting a tree. So it's kind of rocks, but it's like a watery riverbed. And then this is it from a different angle. You can see this is the river flowing, this is the pink, and then it's this angle but straight down. Oh, I love this photo. I love this photo. This is the same waterfall from earlier but pointed upward. And not, I don't know why I'm pointing downward. And then here it is one more time. Such a pretty waterfall. And then I think I got 10 more. Big ass fucking rock. Oh my god. Oh my god. Am I out of water bottles? Oh my god, no, there's one back there. Oh my god, no, there's one back there. Chat, I'm going on a rescue mission. Chat, watch this shit. Chat, watch this shit. You ready for this? This is how I get around. Chat, tell me that wasn't professional, bro. Tell me you've seen anyone wield a stick with more efficiency than that, bro. Like, oh my god, that was, like, I'm getting so good at that. I keep this big-ass stick right next to me because I could use this hook to grab shit. It's like, I hook it, and I fucking, oh my god, I'm a professional, bro. I'm a professional, bro. Hold on. What did that even look like? Can I see how that looked? I want to see how that looked. Can you guys see what I just did even? That was crazy, the efficiency at which I worked. Why is this shit so delayed? YouTube, what the fuck are y'all on? Okay. Whatever. YouTube's an hour behind. I pull up the YouTube stream to look and they're still on the bagel. I don't know what the hell's going on with them. That's the best tasting water I've ever had in my entire life. That was incredible. But chat, I was out. Dude, I honestly think that I liked exploring the towns near Hocking Hills more than I liked Hocking Hills trails themselves. Like, I thought it was so fun to go into fucking, like, the small towns and just drive around. And this is my translation into my second segment, or not segment, section of photos, which is more like the city area. When we were leaving, I captured this bird drive-by. I thought that was crazy. I saw these birds do that, and I was like, damn, I want to record the bird's nest, and then it happened again. It was a look at that. I was just like, damn, I want to film it. Holy shit, comes out of nowhere. What the fuck was that? I don't know what he just did. I took a wrong turn. Hold on. Actually, let me get more in depth. We were in the middle of the forest, and we wanted to use maps to find food because we were hungry, but there was no signal. So we just started driving on a road until we found a town, and I took a left turn out of nowhere that I wasn't supposed to take, and it led us into like this parking lot with a restaurant, which was big for us, but it also had like a petting zoo, a mom and pop's sweet shop, a golf stand, an Amish cheese place, and an antique store. And at this antique store, I found Naked Maui, which I thought went hard as hell. Like, hell yeah. This is a photo of the Amish country cheese, meat, and more. Dude, they had some freaking like pretzels, bro. $3.75 for a pretzel. It was the best pretzel I think I've ever had in my entire life. I think I mean that. Like, that pretzel that I found out there in the middle of fucking nowhere was so good, bro. Also, you know what to do? The company of corporate greed is on its knees. What the fuck are you typing in my chat? The company of corporate greed is on its knees. ... Pharaoh. Pharaoh. My temple is calling for you, Pharaoh. What the fuck are you talking about? Hi, Hibiki come. Is that how I'm supposed to say your name? Hi, bro. How are you? Thank you for saying it back. Oh, I mean, G-Tag? What about them, bro? What about them? I don't want to talk about them. They're lame. They're going to bring my mood down. Good ass pretzel. Inside the restaurant, we found this place, which was an Italian restaurant. We were the only people in this Italian restaurant. We were straight up the only people to eat here in the entire restaurant. So the staff, like, they would walk up to us and be like, hey, do you want anything to drink? We'd be like, yeah, we'd get this. And then they'd walk away and just come straight back and just be like, yeah, cool, you're our only people. Shout out to this place, bro. Shout out to this fucking place. They had some great food, bro, and some great service. It's a shame that their place was in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, they were so nice and so kind, and the food was so good. I'm not sponsored, but the food was really good. This was the free admittance petting zoo that I found. It had goats, which, if you're a fan of me, you know that is my favorite animal of all time. I had so much fun, bro. It actually made my life so good. The free admittance sign was to the left, but it was completely free to enter, and it was so fun, bro. This was just this, like, fucking, this was right next to the Italian restaurant when I said it was in the middle of nowhere. There was so much personality in this town, bro. It was like, it gave me, like, Wild Western vibes. We got hatchet throwing over here. Just this general store, bro. It was so cute. How's your day been? My day's been good, although I haven't done as much. I've been kind of resting, TBH. I did so much walking on I did so much walking on the days. I'd say finish a video. The video on Gorilla Tag is in such a weird state with me because it weighs on my mental health so bad whenever I work on it. Because being like in the Gorilla Tag space at all is so mentally draining for me, and the only thing that making that video is going to publish is bring me more attention in G-Tag, which I hate so bad. The info that I've given is out there, and people know it, and I do want to spread more to more people, but I honestly feel like if somebody wanted to make that video, they could just make it themselves. Like, like, I just hate so many of the people in that community at the higher ups. None of the actual people, but, like, you know, the high up. What's wrong with G-Tag? It's a list, bro. It's a list, bro. I took food protos. I found these ponder stones at the store, which I thought were so fucking funny. I don't know what the hell these are, and I'm sure that these mean something to someone, so I mean no disrespect. But they are literally just a bunch of rocks with like genuinely, or not genuinely, generally vague positive words on them. Like, I don't know. Like, what does the rock that just says enjoy mean? Like, what does that mean? I don't understand if you're supposed to skip them and they're supposed to come true. I don't know if you're supposed to hold them and they're, like, manifesting. But, like, what does the rock that just says listen mean? I don't know what that does. Hi, you look very pretty. Thank you, Addie. Thank you. Dude, I posted my Instagram note. Hold on, let me give you a fit check. I just posted an IG note, and it was like, I had to take off 5 layers to pee, and my fit's not even hard. Dude, I don't have black shorts to go with this thing that I found. I thrifted this at TwitchCon. This is a one piece that I'm just fucking wearing a tee over, because it has pockets, and I think these are cute. I have to take off so much shit to pee, and my fit's not even that good. It's not even that good. Everybody was doubting me when I bought this shirt. When I bought this shirt at the thrift store, my little sister, she sent a photo to her group chat. And she was like, my sister's trying to buy this lame ass shirt. Somebody tell her that it's whack. And I was like, bro, what the hell? Dude, my dad was like, everyone's gonna think you're religious for wearing this shirt. And I was like, you're telling me they're gonna look at this cross and they're gonna go, yeah, that's religion. And I was like, no. I was like, they're gonna see me, they're gonna think I'm gay, not that I'm religious. What are we talking about? Please get some flared jeans, dude. Don't. My only pair of jeans were the pair that I brought to fucking Hocking Hills. And they are so muddy, bro. It was storming. You know the thunderstorms we've been having. It thunderstormed like that while we were in a tent in the middle of fucking Hocking Hills, bro. We slept through these storms, bro. It was crazy. There was a spider in my tent, bro. It was some crazy shit. It was beautiful. You want me to help? I have a lot of info. More y'all can even. What does that sentence even mean? Please get some flare jeans. It would be. Oh, I've already read that message, but I just wanted to harp back to it. Like my first vision when I saw these were like, holy shit, these would go so hard with jeans, bro. Fuck, I love this shirt, bro. I was gaslit out of loving this shirt, dude. The ponder stone that just means sing. What does that mean? If you see, my thought was that you skip them. Because there's the photo of, like, the lake behind it. I thought you, like, skipped it and it come true. What the fuck does the Sing rock mean? Each of these rocks were $5, by the way. It's $5 a piece for these rocks. What does the Sing rock mean? Don't piss me off. Oh, no. Are we back to big rocks? I guess we're back to big rocks. Look at these big-ass rocks, dude. Look at these big ass rocks. I think that's all the photos I had to share. But it was just such a fun trip. Give rock? Is that what give rock? Give rock. That's a ponder stone. Can I Google a ponder stone? What is a ponder stone? A ponderstone is not a standard geological term, but rather refers to a smooth, decorative, or tactile stone used for quiet reflection, mindfulness, or craftsmanship. It's meant for personal reflection. To help center thoughts, calm anxiety, or ponder quietly. Or it could be a typo or mishearing. Is this just... Was that just the AI overview making shit up because it couldn't figure out what the fuck I was talking about? I feel like anytime... What is up, oh, fuck. Don't do this to me. Monsu Tony? Monsu? Monsu? Can I just call you Monsu? What is up? How is it going? I feel like whenever the AI interview ends its fucking bullshit with, like, could be a typo, I really feel like that just means it doesn't have a clue. It was like, I mean, it could be fucking same thing as a worry stone, or it might have been a typo. I really feel like they're just telling us it's some bullshit. Dude, I really wish I got give rock, bro. Or enjoy rock. I really like to enjoy. Ponder that. Chat, can we all take a second to ponder harmony? Can we just think about that? I got a good vibe on that. Dude, there's so much that you get from not entering a corporation. Like, entering, like, a small, like, a mom and pop's diner, or more especially, like, a fucking, like, a quarter store that's just ran by some fucking dude or old lady. So peak, bro. The shit that you'd find in there is so magical. Like, every time I saw like a business that seemed like it was just run by somebody in the community, I was like, bro, we have to check it out. I entered this like art place that had like a big ass Rick and Morty on the window, and I was like, dude, any place that has Rick and Morty on the wall is going to be worth checking out. It was maybe one of the foulest businesses that I've ever entered in my entire life, and I would enter again. It was just... Can we ponder freedom? Actually, I think we could all ponder freedom, and that's why I choose not to make fun of that one. And that's why I choose not to make fun of that one. Harmony is sky. What do you mean harmony is sky? What does that mean? Are we pondering the sky now? Yeah, ponder that. I'm so glad I didn't go to Deltarune Cafe because I literally live close to Toronto. Dude, I heard about the Deltarune. Is that the fucking cafe that gave everyone food poisoning? Because the teriyaki balls were fucking cooked in like a cooler instead of like a fridge or something like that. Or they were stored, not cooked. What the fuck am I talking about? They were like put in like a... Dude, some bullshit, bro. Some bullshit. Oh my god. Is JTAG bad itself, or is the community like toxic kids or like some bad creators? It's I mean, all over the board. There are bad creators, but I've never held that against anyone except the creators themselves because, you know, they're responsible for their own actions. The developers and the people that are running Gorilla Tag, not all of them, but some of them are all definitely flawed people. And then the community, again, it's not the fault of Gorilla Tag. That's just the community. And the community is not any better or worse than I think it's ever been. Well, maybe it was better at the very start, but no, it's been the same level of miserable toxicity for like 3 years. The Discord media channel is really a work in progress of my finding. Of your finding? Are you an has this turned you into an investigative journalist? Has your hatred for this company turned you into an investigative journalist? Because if so, that's beautiful and I love that for you. What is on the top right of your glasses? There's a little flower sticker. It's been on there for literally a year and a half. My ex-girlfriend put it there when we were dating a year and a half ago, and I literally have just never been bothered to take them off. Like, hold on. Like, actually, like, hold the freaking phone. I wanna put that to the test. Go to the YouTube lives because they store this shit for way longer. Go way back. Am I wearing wrong glasses in this? I'm wearing wrong glasses in this. Hold on. Fuck. Some of my fits in this are hard and some of them are ass. Where is it? Show me your glasses. Yeah, there they are. There. You can see it first frame. Look at it right there. They've genuinely been on here for so fucking long. They've been on here as long as I've had these glasses. They're a part of the glasses now, and they will never be removed. Did I ever tell you about my evil? No. Oh, it's your doc? I think I read your doc the other day. I think your doc could use some work. I think your doc is very hateful. Not in a way that I think is reasonable because you have a lot of anger towards the company. But I think if you're trying to present your evidence in a way that would win people over logically, you should present your facts more informationally than what you do. Like I think your sentence opens with like, I hate you! You ruined everything! And it's like, I mean, to be fair, he did. But, like, also, I mean, like, maybe keep it objectivity, you feel me? Hold on. Like, okay, hold on. I got an example. Your first paragraph opens with, you created a fucking subscription? First of all, this is actually you know what? I have no fucking words for this. I hate you so much. You ruined your own creation. You are the worst game dev ever. I hate you. I want you. Like, it feels a little bit heavy-handed, and I feel like if you kept it a little bit more objective, it might be easier. Because when I read this, it kind of scares me. I get a little bit scared when I read this. It intimidates me. It freaks me out. He was whipping up anger in a kettle. And to be fair, I have a lot of anger too. But maybe we dial it and keep it professional in the Google Doc. That would be my piece of advice. I think it's important to keep a layer of objectivity because you need to seem like the reasonable one. A lot of what another Axiom likes to do is make you seem like the unreasonable one because they have the audience. You really have to keep it relaxed when going against them if you don't want everybody to just see you as the irrational one. People talk about me in the Gorilla Tag server to this day like I'm the irrational one because I was like mildly angry and I did a stream about it. Like if you want the public to be on your side, you gotta be careful with what you say. Them bitches is piranhas. They will eat at you. Will you ever play G-Tag again? Probably. Well, would I play the game again with my friends in a non-professional setting? Probably, if they asked and I had a working VR and I was down for it. Would I ever record or make content on the game in like an actual way again? Probably not. I would not do anything with G-Tag that would have like that would matter unless massive systematic changes happen. There would have to be big changes about the way that they handle a lot of things, and they know what those things are. I've communicated them very clearly. And a lot of the things that I've communicated would not be very hard to find or fix. But they chose not to, and that's just how it went. What am I doing? I think we just came back from the Aurora. Oh my god, and we got the Mobile, didn't we? We got the Mobile. I remember everything. We got the oh, no. Wait, tell me this. Oh. Wait. How do I make a bronze suit? Fuck. Damn it. Wait, no, I crafted at the... Wait, where I crafted the Seamoth, right? Or not the Seamoth, the Cyclops. I had to move my crafting station way out. I think I did it more so over here, right? This is where the life pod is. No, it was like this way. Yeah. I remember everything. I've got a grasp on it all. We're about to get the big vehicle in the game, which is like the best one, I think, which is exciting to me. Hey, I seem to have lost it. Oh, it's right there. I need to remember that I'm actually not in a safe biome to be swimming around in the nighttime, and that I'd actually rather die than be out here alone in the nighttime. Okay. 2 plasteel, 2 aerogel, enamel glass, 2 diamonds, and 2 light. That's easy. Am I crazy? Carp streamer emoji. God damn it, our fucking... I always forget that our big-ass submarine is called Carp streamer. It's crazy how people can give me money to torture me, and I put it on the side of my fucking submarine. Where does it say it? Show me Carp streamer. Show me what the 100 bits amounted to. Where is it? Hello? Oh. Carp streamer. Carpshiver is the only living thing we have after we lost. Fucking who was it? Jerry? What was his name? Fuck, I can't even remember. I can't even remember. Gel sack and a ruby. Dude, we have to have that. Wait, we eat gel sacks hella. I remember that I used to eat up on those. Wait, that's the only semi-hard thing. Wait, that's one ruby. That's enameled glass. Do we have diamonds either? I know that we found diamonds before, but I can't remember where. Oh, more rubies. Diamonds. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we need to go find gel sacks. We need to go find that. I really don't like how my body feels when I say the word gel sack, by the way. It's just like there's something wrong about that word that I don't fuck with. Alright, I've got one lead here. I've got... Please tell me I have one more piece of lead. Please tell me I have one. Yeah. Chat, I'm so rich, bro. I'm actually so rich. Okay, I need to go this way and pick up two of the... Maybe I take the whip out. Maybe I take the V. Hi, Tyler! Screen cut off? What is that? Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait. Why? Wait, why is it? Wait, why is it like that? Wait, hold on. Wait, why is it cut off? Hold on, let me... What happened to my full screen? Is that better? No, are you missing some off the top? No, I think that's better. I think that's better. I think that's good. I think we're fixed. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out, Tyler. Oh my god, what a helpful first time chat. Oh, it's Krause time. Do you have what you want me to dub? I can't. Oh my god, welcome back. Wait, where was I going? Gel sacks, which are vaguely this way, I think. You said you would do Krause when I'm here? Yeah, do you have the thing for me? Oh my god, this is from like 3 days ago at the Airbnb. I remember everything. My memories came back to me. I can't remember what you wanted me to dub. You wanted me to dub like a was it a comic of choice or a fic of choice? Something like that? Voicing something? Dude, my pipes are ready, bro. My vocal cords are fucking, dude, they're prepped, bro. Holy shit, bro. I'm still actually not entirely confident in how much protection this thing gives me. I don't think we've ever, like, faced anything that bad. In the Cyclops, we saw a ghost Leviathan. And he seemed evil, but in the grand scheme of things, he was chilling. In this one, we've seen the purple guys. And while we know from FNAF that they're evil, we actually haven't faced them. That's a floater. Hello, floater. You're not really what I want, but hello. Beyond friendship? Is that a Googleable thing? I don't recognize that. Is that something that would pop up if I Googled it? Take me down. Oh, I forgot we got the depth module now, so we're able to go way deeper. Hey, speaking of going way deeper, doesn't that normally mean that there's going to be way evil? Yeah, there's something that I'm going to hate here. Is that a gel sack, do y'all think? Chad, would you recognize that as... Chad, would any of you recognize any of that as a gel sack, do you think? What would you identify as? As a nothing? You would look me in the eye and you'd say that you're nothing. You're just part of the wall. That's it. Well, that's interesting. I couldn't have ever... There. Oh wait, you can't send links in my chat. Every time when you send links in my chat, it comes through as asterisks for me. I'm not seeing what you're sending. It's on by Twitch default. It's not my fault, I swear. Am I not going up? What's happening to me?
This ecological biome matches 7 of the 9 preconditions for stimulating terror in humans.
Huh? 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 Question, Seamoth. Can I? Yes. Thank God, thank God, thank God. Let me whisper you it? What the fuck does that mean? Go for it. Give it a shot. Give it a whirl. I'm down. Is that... I only know of that in a Minecraft setting. Does Twitch have a DM? What's over here? What the fuck? You have whispers blocked by default. Oh. 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 I don't know how to fix that. Admittedly. I didn't know I had a DM button on this app. Can I laser cutter in here? No. Anyone else think that I got evil and scary really fast? That's not my laser cutter. Where's my laser cutter? Where is my laser cutter? That got really evil and really scary really fast. Oh, cause you got fucking beast. Thank you, thank you. Give me a second. As soon as I get to a place where I will not be murdered by reading, I'll get to it. Give me like 2 minutes. Oh my God, data bots. Ooh.
New blueprint acquired.
Nice. Wait. Give me. Sea Glide? What the fuck is that? What is that? Can I get you? Ooh, no, I already have that. Useless. Is there anything up here that I need? No. There's batteries and shit. Okay. There's nothing else really down here. There's a lot of evil Leviathans outside. It's the purple guys. I heard them. Are the purple guys the Leviathans? I actually don't know that. They might not be, because they're kind of small guys. They're just evil. I've kind of counted them as Leviathans because they're evil and they're not nice. But I guess I don't know if they are. Okay, where's home? Home's over this way. I'll move towards home so I can flowery voice act. Yeah, this freak. Like, you're not really Leviathan shaped. You're just kind of evil. Are you? How evil? Oh, I can get close to you. Uh-oh, not that close. Not that close. Okay. Okay. Gel sack? Gel sack? Gel sack? No. I That's not so good. Don't ever do no shit like that to me ever again! What? Okay. What an awful time to knock on my door. That scared the shit out of me. I am feeling true fear for the first time. Jelsack? Okay. They're not evil per se, where they're evil in the sense that they want to eat me really badly and they want to kill me and stab me and kill me. They're evil in the sense that they're threats to me, and in that sense I guess we're both evil for being alive. I guess we are both evil for being alive. Where are we? Where the fuck are we? Hello? I'll tell you where we are. We're in Loot City. I guess I already have them in play. I don't really need that.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you. What are we looking like on food? Dumbass question. I never have food. Hello? Yoo-hoo! Loot? Valuables? Valuables? Hello? I can cut that bitch open. That's the wrong one. Laser cut this bitch open. They want to kill you, but not because of malice. Well, nobody in the ocean wants to kill me because of malice. Hands off, I'm good, bro. I'm good. 15. 14. I'm not drowned. I have an hour down here, buddy. There's nothing even over here. What a waste of... Even if I was down here, there's nothing down here, is there? There's nothing even down here. Even if you use this fucking in the middle of the ocean down here, there's not a threat in sight.
Emergency. Starvation imminent.
I guess I might starve.
Intake immediately.
No, I was I guess I did break the hands off just then, but that was just to move into a more dangerous situation, which I'm sure you can understand.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Yay. Please come here. Please come here. Thank you. Nothing in this ocean wants to eat me out of malice, except maybe the Reaper Leviathans. Those guys just seem evil. But most of them are probably just eating me to survive. Most of them probably aren't thinking this human doesn't want to be eat. I'm gonna eat him. I guess maybe some of them are thinking that. Oh. Hey. More of the upgrades we already got, but it's not bad. I mean, we'll take it. Is that everything in here? That might be everything in here. What an empty ass room. What about, is that that's literally everything? Are you yoking? Yo, you gotta be yoking, bro. Dude, you gotta be egging yoking, man. What the hell? Alright, I guess. Repair tool. Boom, 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 boom. This bitch gets beat up. Maybe I just suck ass at driving.
Warning. Flash on deck 3.
Sorry. This fanfiction is peak. You're gonna love it. Oh god, dude, I've read one piece of fanfiction in my life. You know that? I read one fanfic like 4 years ago. I thought it was pretty good, and I just never like. That was just the shark, right? That is starting to sound less and less like it was just the shark. Hey, okay. Well, I'm looking over there and I'm just seeing the shark. That's the reef back. I know that noise. That noise is fine. I don't mind that one. Hello? That's... There's so many noises. Am I close to home? I'm close to home. I don't need to worry. That's famous last words, Loki. No, we're good. We're good. And it doesn't get sexual? That's good. If it did, I would have had to not read it on stream. That is a good thing. I'm glad. Hold on, bring me down. Wait. Does Chris speak?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Wait, you want me to voice a Krause? I guess Chris would have to, right? Hold on, let me go grab my food. Let me go grab my food from upstairs, and I'll be right back. Give me like 3 seconds, chat. What's up, chat? What's up? What's going on, gamers? How's it going? I'm back, and I got my lasagna. Are you he, him, and Chris right now? Or Rousey? Chris is a they, them. His pronouns are they, them. Dude, I love that image. Holy shit, you sent a long ass fic. Hold on. What the fuck? Holy shit, bro. Holy shit, bro. Oh god, wait. Fuck, what is my... Ah, shit. He's like a British... He's like a slightly British, but I don't want to do a British accent. He's like a... Fuck, where do I put... Like a... Fuck, where does Flower... Or not Flower, where does he go? Hey, Chris. No. Hold on. Hey, Chris. No, too hot. Hey, Chris. What the what? Oh. I was like, what is that? I was really worried about what I was looking at. No, it's fine. It's just like a Pokemon, I think. I was really worried about what that was. It's okay, guys. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not pressing the accept button on that big-ass cookies. I just couldn't wait any longer. Not after reading a fan fiction that... I think this is the author. This is the author. On weekends, children either went outside with their friends or family or stayed inside with or without them. On a weekend, schools were closed so that teachers could prepare for the next week and work through the one that just went by. And even though it was a weekend, one person did go to the school, not because they wanted to learn anything in their free time, but rather because they wanted to go somewhere else. A whole different world, to be precise. That's exactly where Chris was headed. Under normal circumstances, Susie would have accompanied them, but she accidentally broke her arm when smashing into the vending machine, so she'd have to stay home for a few weeks. Classic Susie. Chris wasn't the most socializing kid. They had 3 friends. Birdly, Susie, and Rousey? One of who... Birdly, Susie, and Noelle. Birdly, Susie, and Noelle. We don't know about Rousey. Presumably? Only one of which lived in the same town as them. Okay, never fucking mind. They could have stayed in town today and kept the Purple Monster company, though it would probably have upset her. Susie hated others showing pity for her, as she was able to stand in for herself. Stand up for herself, maybe? And she would have been able to thrash Chris with only one arm. That they were sure of. Instead of going to Susie, however, Chris went to the school. They felt drawn to the world they and Susie were able to access. To the creatures that lived there? To some extent, yes. What? They felt drawn to the world they and Susie were able to access. To the creatures that lived there? To some extent, yes. Lancer, the chaotic and spontaneous new king of Cardcastle, was always there to mix things up, even if he had almost run someone over with his burning bicycle. And then there was Rousey, the dark, fluffy prince of Castletown. A prince without subjects. Bitch, what about Castletown? Wouldn't you like to come with me? Wouldn't you like to come with me to Cardcastle? We could settle you in nicely, Lancer had offered him shortly after the king had been overthrown. I would like to spend time with you, Lancer, but my home is in Castletown. In it are memories that I hold dear, and I don't want to leave them behind. Besides, it would be a shame if the castle were to be abandoned like that, Rousey had politely replied, though there seemed to be a slight alteration in his voice as he said it. Why did that memory jump to Chris's mind right now? He shook his head, trying to clear it. It was sad that Rousey was living alone, but that was his decision alone. And yet it caused a pain inside of Chris that they couldn't describe, one that they couldn't explain. Surely enough, they had felt this sort of pain before. Back when their first training session with Rousey ended, when they had to say goodbye to him, whenever they left the Dark World to return to their normal life again, there was always that pain inside of their chest, a fire burning until they made their way to the Dark World again. I know I wasn't the only one who feels like an English teacher when reading fanfic. I feel like a boss reading this right now. Don't say that to me. Thanks to their mother being a teacher at the school, substitute teacher, they had easy access to it. They borrowed the key each weekend, returning it to where they took it before Toriel would need it again. After taking... Oh, you're starving to death. You'll be fine. They borrowed the key each weekend, returning it to where they took it before Toriel would need it again. After taking a look around the area, Chris walked towards the entrance of their school, unlocking it. He quickly pushed a door open and entered, closing and locking the door behind them again to cover their tracks. They crept through the deserted hallway, making their way to the supply closet, the entrance to a better place, in their book at least. With a creak, the door to the supply closet opened to his With a creak, the door to the supply closet opened to their pushing, allowing them to see what was inside. Nothing. With a sensation of excitement, Chris stepped inside the closet, walking in deeper and deeper. They soon heard the sound of the door shutting by itself, prompting them to step and wait for their journey to truly begin. Who is saying this? My place is in Castletown. I am its caretaker, since I am the prince of it, even though I don't have any subjects. But who knows? Maybe one day, people inside of my town again. People I can take care of. People who can count on me, Rousey added to his neglecting of Lancer's offer. Chris wasn't too sure of it, but they could have sworn while Rousey glanced at them during his answer. They could have sworn that while Rousey glanced at them during his explanation, there had been a faint smile on his face. I genuinely might be illiterate. I might not be able to read. Are you guys hearing? This is bad. Oh my god. As well as what seemed to be a tear forming in one of his eyes. Oh my god. But before anyone could take a closer look, Rousey was already back to offering them all kinds of treats. How strange it seemed to Chris. While Chris kept wondering about both Rousey's behavior and why it kept coming up in their head, the ground beneath them gave in, resulting in them starting to fall. Where they were going, they couldn't see. Too dark was the area around them. As their fall progressed, they eventually closed their eyes, ready to wake up in a world that was better than the one above. Should we change the title to reading a fanfic? Holy shit, we have so much more. Maybe we should. Yeah, maybe we should. Holy fuck, bro. Alright. Back to, here. Without a doubt, they had arrived where they wanted to be. That was, they had arrived exactly where they wanted to be. They stood up and dusted themselves off, taking their sword and shield with them as they started walking east. Projectiles shooting at them left and right. Pshoom, pshoom. Were those spades? No time to think, just dodge at all costs. A memory from the first time they and Susie had come down here. Why was it now that they kept getting reminders of previous times they had visited the Dark World? This is where I was, right? Yeah, floor started to begin. Yeah, and then, yeah, all the alterations. Yep. A memory... Lancer was their enemy for a certain amount of time, before becoming a friend of Susie's. He afterwards quickly befriended Quiss and Rousey as well, and managed to rally the population up against the cruel and oppressive king. Lancer had been crowned as king instead, and from what people were saying, he was doing a great job so far. Rules Card was acting as his advisor, though not in the regards of puzzles, and the two of them had managed to improve the living conditions of everyone. Rules did not improve the living conditions of shit. Don't gaslight me. Do not gaslight me. The king had been imprisoned in the meantime, and the only company he had were the guards guarding the only populated cell, and Lancer, who would visit his father every so often, though the king didn't like having his own son who overthrew him standing in front of him. outside of a cell he was locked into. The king's mind hadn't changed since he was overthrown, and gotten reports from Lancer of people being better now thanks to the Lightners. He still hated them and wished upon their destruction. The unsolved mystery remained a certain jester who had been freed by Chris, Susie, and Rousey. Since their battle, and with him fleeing, Jevil had been seen nowhere, much to Rousey's worry. He feared that the clown could reappear one day and cause chaos, as nobody except for him and his friends were strong enough to restrain him, and Sean, but whatever, I digress. What if he comes back? You know how strong he is. What if we aren't able to pacify him quick enough? Or worse, what if he strikes when you and Susie aren't here? Rousey had said one day to Chris with a Susie voice. They had never seen Rousey so worked up before. Why are we leaving them and Chris now? Alright. They had never seen Rousey so worked up before, but it seemed as if he felt terror towards Jevil. Then again, Jevil did target most of his attacks at Rousey in their battle. Chair break? Are you fucking kidding me? Chair break, can I withdraw my chair break? Yes, you can. Yes, you absolutely can. Yes. 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 He withdraws. Oh my god. After considering what to do, Chris had eventually taken Rousey into their arms. The quivering goat eventually calmed down, breathing calmly against Chris's shoulder he was leaning on. Chris had felt the sensation of how fluffy and soft Rousey was, a fluffiness every pillow or blanket in the entire world would be jealous of. Don't worry about it, Chris then told him. We will be there, and we will stop him if he decided to cause chaos. Oh my god, Chris spoke. Oh my god, Chris spoke. Rousey had remained silent, so Chris kept on hugging the Dark Prince, while also enjoying his presence and softness. How could any being be so enjoyable to feel the touch of? Chris didn't know, and they didn't understand. What they did know was that they didn't want to let go. This is peak cinema. This is peak cinema. This is good writing. Chris? Rousey's voice ripped them out of their trance. Thanks for being there for me. I feel a lot better now, Rousey had happily told them. Chris knew that this meant that they had to let go of Rousey again, and did so reluctantly. Was that a blush on Rousey's face? They felt amazingly good after comforting Rousey, more than they expected. Had they ever helped anyone else in that regard, aside from Azrael when they were younger? Chris couldn't tell. Chris finally reached their true destination, an empty town. Houses left long ago. I feel like they've arrived their true destination like 6 times. A shop, an inn, and some more. They were all lifeless. The only source of warmth came from the castle towering above the town, where the only inhabitant resided. Chris walked towards the castle, but he stopped in front of it. Fuck, hold on. Oh, pause. Give me a second. There we go. Chris walked towards the castle, but stopped in front of it, hoping for something to happen again. Surely enough, after they waited for a few minutes, they were able to hear a beautiful sound, a voice capable of soothing the deepest of pains, beginning to sing a melody. Chris sat down, letting the effect of the music sink in. They felt the calmness that they could only possess while listening to this lullaby, or being with the one who sang it. They let their mind drift away to pleasant memories, vivid dreams, unexplored ideas. Every time they came to visit the dark world, they would be greeted by this beautiful song. No matter when they arrived, it was as if it was their very own song for arriving in this place. A smile crossed the face of the human as the lullaby echoed throughout the town. while it also filled Chris with excitement. Every time they went here, they felt excited to meet the Dark Prince of this town again, for a reason still unknown to them. What they did know was that the song would soon come to an end. And then, Chris, you're back again! They could hear a voice above them exclaim in happiness shortly after the singing did stop. They opened their eyes and looked up, seeing a dark figure in green clothing looking down at him from a tower in the castle. "Wait there! I'll be with you in no time," it said, and disappeared out of Chris's sight. A minute or so later, Chris was able to see Rousey walking out of the castle towards him, though notably quicker than the last times. Chris slowly got up and started walking into the direction of Rousey, still smiling. When was the last time they genuinely smiled because of someone? A memory too far gone to recall. Once the two were close enough, Rousey suddenly stretched out his arms and ran into Chris, embracing them with a sincerity that stunned the human and sent a shockwave of emotions through them. They were confused. They were excited. They were happy. They were... What was that last feeling? Something they hadn't felt before. "Pardon my manners, Chris. I really missed you," Rousey said with a blush, while smiling once he had backed his head off again and looked at Chris. "Don't you worry about it," Chris managed to reply. "Oh, fuck. Don't worry about it," Chris managed to reply. "So fluffy. So nice. Why did their face feel so hot all of a sudden?" "Chris, are you alright? I've never seen you blush before," Rousey asked with concern and confusion. "Are you getting sick?" Jolene, I'm gonna take the points back since you aren't doing it. You said you wanted to take it back! You said that you got ads and you wanted to take it back, so I said that you could refund it and take it back and get it later. Am I crazy? Did you not say that? Oh my god, I missed so much chat. You said can I withdraw my chair break, so I withdrew, so I was like, yeah. You were in ads. Oh duh. Oh duh. Lol. No, I didn't do it, but I can do it now if you want it. No, I've never felt better. Thank you. Can you do it? Absolutely, Meeps. Meeps. Yes, bro. Yes. Meeps, bro. Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Don't even worry, bro. Yes, bro. Oh. I'm putting a stretch in this one. Okay. Huh. That reminds me. Where is Susie? Didn't she come along this time? Rousey wondered once he looked around. Oh, she couldn't come, and probably won't for a few weeks. She has broken her arm while slamming into something, Chris told him with a chuckle. Oh, I hope she is doing okay, but we can still spend some time together, just the two of us, Rousey replied, looking down at the ground and tapping his feet. Was he sweating? Chris didn't know for sure, but Rousey quickly jumped up and pointed towards the fields. Come, Chris, I have an idea, he said excitedly, and since Chris didn't know what else to do, they went along. As long as they didn't make Rousey unhappy, anything was fine with them. Wait, since when do I care about someone that much? Chris. That's good writing. That's good writing. Chris was confused as to what was going on with them, but they didn't care about it much. As long as Rousey was with them, they'd have to worry about nothing. Cinema. I think I'm good to sit down. Tell me this isn't cinema emote. My chat. Oh my god. As they kept walking, Rousey started humming again, his lullaby, and even though he wasn't singing, Chris appreciated the sound of it, calming them to a level that was incomparable with any form of meditation. Really, Rousey's got the super calming sound. Okay. I guess Rousey does. I guess that checks out. Rousey's a vocalist, isn't he? Maybe that works well. I think Rousey's the vocalist of the group. If that's what you want. Oh, fuck. So what my plan was, I wanted to bake a cake. But before we can do that, we'll need a few ingredients. Are you okay with that, Chris? Rousey's voice suddenly ripped them out of their trance, and they almost bumped into him because Rousey had stepped next to one of the trees. Oh, if that's what you want, then I'll gladly help you, Chris replied with a smile. Why do I keep being entranced by him? Wonderful, Rousey beamed. Now, first off, we'll need some dark candy. It'll add a sweet, sweet flavor. Rousey went on in a somewhat dreamy voice. So now that we are next to one of the trees, he went on and looked at it. Searching for the treats he just talked about, he inspected every branch of the tree until he looked at the very top of it. Oh, the only candies on the tree are up there, he mumbled, sounding a bit disappointed. Chris didn't know what came over them, as they were never what people called athletic, but they had the sudden urge to climb the tree and get the candies for Rousey. What the hell? Get it, Chris? Just you wait here. I'll go get them. Chris offered with a grin and looked at the tree. It didn't seem like much of a challenge, even though they preferred to avoid sports as much as possible. Perhaps the countless times they saw characters in their video games climb trees were all of the knowledge they needed. What fucking game are you climbing a tree in? They considered their path and they ran at the tree, jumping at the tree trunk and then attempting their best to jump off of it at the lowest branch. Falling a tiny bit short, they did an effort in stretching out their arms, managing to hold onto it, fueled by an inner strength, the will to make Rousey happy. They managed to pull themselves up onto the branch. Whoa! Nice moves, Chris! I didn't know you were that skilled! They heard the Dark Prince below them say in amazement. Me neither, Rousey, Chris replied as they blushed a bit again. Chris looked at the structure of the tree again. From now on, it seemed quite easy to climb upwards. Chris carefully crawled on the branch they had managed to reach, and then stood up at the trunk, stabilizing their stand. They then jumped onto a branch near them, at a slightly higher position. As they landed, they held onto the trunk again. They were thankful that they had been able to battle the king and Jevils, and several others while they were down there for the first time. Their ability to jump distances had improved dramatically, as they had to dodge projectiles every time they fought someone with the others. Chris continued their climb, jumping onto nearby branches, or simply pulling themselves up to higher ones. There was nothing that could stop them, not while Rousey was waiting for them down on the ground with the candies. A sweet, sweet smell caught Chris's attention, and as they looked around, they were finally able to see the promised dark candies, hanging down in between the leaves. Chris, you really reached them! Great job! Toss them down! They were able to hear Rousey shout at them. They tried to keep their balance as good as they were able to, and slowly approached the candies. Once they were close enough, they got on all fours and crawled to them, stretching their hand out and picking them from the branches before tossing them down, while also holding onto their branch with one hand. They were soon done and prepared to climb down again. That was when their foot slipped, and they suddenly fell down the tree. It didn't hurt as much when Chris ricocheted off a branch, given that their armor still protected them, but it pressed the air out of their lungs, and as they landed on the ground, their landing was surprisingly soft, though it was accompanied by an oomph once they hit it, and they were only able to see in a slight blur. They looked around for Rousey as they laid on the ground, but the only thing they could see in the corner of their eye was Rousey's hat next to them. Confused, he recalled a really soft landing. They recalled a really soft landing, and suddenly had a terrible assumption. They looked down and saw Rousey's face really close to theirs. Some would have called it uncomfortably close, like Susie, but they found it to be just the right distance. until they realized that Rousey didn't have their eyes open. Holy shit, we killed Rousey. We fucking killed Rousey. Holy fuck. This is not a bad use of $6. The Jolene live stream will always get you value out of your sub. Trust me. I'm like, we just fucking killed Rousey, dude. Fuck. Chris was shocked at what they had realized, that they had landed on Rousey, and most likely knocked him out while doing so. But they also suddenly admired Rousey's look, that white, soft fur with slight pinkish accents, those pink, small horns, and that beautiful face. Oh, what happened? The goat beneath them suddenly mumbled and slightly opened their eyes. They quickly looked onto Chris's face, and with a smile, Rousey quickly embraced them and pulled Chris closer towards himself. Haha, stay with me, Chris. I don't want to get up just yet. Can we go back to sleep? Rousey mumbled in a dreamy voice. Is he not aware that he's awake and I landed on him? Chris asked himself, but they couldn't complain. Rousey had pulled them into a tight hug, but that only let Chris feel the sensation of how fluffy Rousey really was. And now that they were both on the ground, without the prince wearing their hat, Chris's cheek was pressed against the one of Rousey. And, oh my, that is so fluffy, so soft. Chris couldn't fight their urge to fall asleep, not with something so fluffy pressed next to him. They slowly closed their eyes and drifted away. Chris! A soft and sweet voice slowly took Chris away from the land of dreams, and they slowly faded into being awake. He felt something fluffy and soft on their cheek, and subconsciously pressed himself against the fluffiness, while they also felt the most comfortable mattress they had ever slept on below them. Chris? What he assumed was a pillow. What they assumed had been a pillow was suddenly right next to their head. Chris's eyes shot open, and they saw grass under their face. And as their head turned to the right, they suddenly saw what the fluffy thing had been. White fur. The realization had hit Chris like a brick wall, and they quickly took their head off the ground just to look into Rousey's face. They could clearly see that Rousey was confused, accompanied by a blush that almost covered his entire face. Oh my, I'm so sorry, Rousey, Chris brought out as they were quick to roll themselves off of the prince. They felt their entire face get hot as well. Surely their blush was about as bad as Rousey's. Both of them quickly sat up, though Rousey didn't put his hat back on. Don't worry about it, Chris. I shouldn't have woken you up, Rousey said with an abashed grin as his face turned into an even deeper shade of red. That has got to be the most adorable thing I have ever seen, Chris thought, as all synapses in their brain were about to short circuit. Why are you giving Chris Flowery's kind of voice? Hey guys. I guess because I can't do a British accent. My ideal Rousey would probably have a British accent, but you really don't want me to do that. You really don't want me to do that. To be honest, how do I put this? I enjoyed that, Rousey went on, and quickly turned their face away. Though Chris could sense that Rousey's face had to be about as red as a tomato. Chris suddenly had no control over anything anymore. Everything drew them towards Rousey, and before they could think about anything, they could find themselves next to him again, hugging the fluffy prince from behind. Chris? A surprised Rousey was able to say as he jerked up. He didn't resist Chris's hug at all. However, so the human put their chin onto Rousey's shoulder and snuggled his head close to the one of the prince. Oh, there. Who eventually rested his head against that of Chris. Chris felt a smile on their face. They really were happy with the current situations. Emotions cackled inside of them, a firework of feelings erupting inside of them, filling them with happiness beyond comparison. Rousey proceeded to also put his hand onto Chris's that were folded in front of them, while leaning back against Chris to rest a bit more comfortably as well. Damn, holy words, bro. Holy words, bro. Haha! I never expected to end up like this when we get those candies. It does feel very nice, though, especially because of you. That's dialogue right there. Rousey eventually whispered. Yeah, it does feel so very nice, but why especially because of me? But then again, it wouldn't be the same if this wasn't Rousey. What's going on with me? Chris couldn't think straight anymore. It was as if their head had been disconnected from their body. Don't you think that it's a bit weird that whenever you arrive here, I feel the need to sing up on my tower? That every time I stop singing, I see you sitting in front of the castle? I thought of it as a coincidence at first, but now maybe it isn't. I feel as if there's a connection that I haven't been able to grasp yet. But now that we are here like this, it suddenly appears clear in front of me, Rousey went on, and slightly pressed his head more against the one of Chris. He wanted to stay like this forever. Fuck! Stop making me he, him, Chris. Stop switching pronouns like this. They wanted to stay like this forever. Be by Rousey's side. Spend time with him. Make him happy. Be happy together. And now appeared in front of Chris's eyes as well, the bond they felt towards Rousey, the desire to create and maintain a bond that surpassed the one of family and friendship. Each time they had been in the dark world, Rousey was the reason for them to be happy. Each time he had to leave them behind, Chris felt as if their heart would burst. Each time Rousey had hugged them, their heart skipped a beat, just to continue beating at an even faster pace. Rousey, who was made each day worth getting up again. They wanted to be with Rousey more than anything, just like they wanted Rousey to be with them, feeling the same way. With their goats and they're watching the stream with me, do they fuck with the fanfic? Each time you come down here, I felt it. I went onto my tower and sang, knowing that you were listening. And I was right every time. I looked down and saw you. I could feel the happiness and calmness radiating from your body. I had never seen you smile like you did today, but it made me incredibly happy to know that you were both smiling because of me, Chris, Rousey whispered. Chris had his head pressed against the one of the prince. What? Chris had their head pressed against the one of the prince, and they could both feel and hear the fast-paced Rousey's heart was beating at. I want to say. They started to go and turn their head towards Chris, but they cut them short. As Rousey turned his head to turn at Chris, they also. I'm gonna freak out, bro. They also turned their head to face the one they were still hugging. Rousey was about to speak more, but at that time, Chris had already heard enough. What they felt was the equivalent of what Rousey was feeling. They could only see one way to continue, one way their tale could go on from now. Chris closed their eyes and moved their head forward, their lips quickly meeting the ones of Rousey, and proceeded to channel everything they felt towards them into kissing the fluffy, dark prince. They could feel how Rousey slightly jumped in surprise, but how he also quickly relaxed and started to kiss Chris back, an equal amount of passion against their own. In Chris's head, solely Rousey existed, the desire to make him the happiest little goat on the face of the planet. Words weren't able to describe how much happiness he felt right now, or the amount of pure love that he was filled with. Chris broke the kiss after what seemed like an eternity, and opened his eyes again. He could see the ones of Rousey, a warm and gentle light shining within them. Wow, the Chris was able to say, a new tone in his voice, the tone of love. I was hoping what I felt towards you was mutual, Chris, but I couldn't have imagined what it would feel like to experience such a moment. The moment when two people share their strongest emotions with each other. Why is it written like a robot? Never could I grasp what it was that I had been feeling since that first time I had come down here. Only vaguely it started becoming more clear. It explains all the pain I had felt when I couldn't be with you, why it felt different. Now that we are alone, it was all leading up to this. Rousey, to the moment where I realized what I had been feeling, and to confess it to you. I love you, Rousey. Chris was finally able to form their emotions into words. Rousey's smile wasn't like any other he had worn to date. The smile he gave Chris said it all. Oh, Chris, just knowing this makes me so much happier. I had feared that my love was one-sided, but now I see that I had nothing to fear. Rousey happily said while blushing again. Chris took their arms away from Rousey, just to get up and sit down in front of them, facing the fluffy prince. They then gently took both of Rousey's hands, and before either of them could think, Rousey leaned forward and kissed Chris again, with the human quickly returning the kiss, an even greater amount of passion and love meeting each other at their lips. Nothing mattered anymore. As long as they could be together, time passed. And eventually, they stopped kissing, just to look each other in the eyes, completely starstruck. I'd like to stay like this forever, Rousey whispered. This is some bullshit! How much? Oh, we're almost at the end, thank God. They will understand if I explain to... Wait, what? Wait. I'd like to stay like this forever. Perhaps I can arrange that. If only I have to be in my world to go to school, then maybe I could live down here, together, with you, Chris proposed. It wouldn't make Toriel happy, but she would understand if they explained they had found true love in this life, and wanted to be with the one they loved as much as they could. There had to be a way, and Chris was determined to find it. But wouldn't that make your family sad if you were to leave them like that? Rousey asked with concern. They will understand if I explain to them what has moved me to make such a decision, and I will visit them from every so often. Don't worry about that. We can make this work. I want to make it work, Chris explained to him. It was what they truly wanted, now that they had found a purpose in life. Then, will you live in my castle with me? The prince asked with happiness. Yes, Rousey. I will be with you until the very end of time. This decision, it had to be the most important one of my life, Chris replied with a smile. They could see a tear forming in Rousey's right eye. The Dark Prince didn't have to be alone anymore. They were able to live with Chris as a happier person. Oh, now I remember something. We wanted to bake a cake, right? Rousey remembered. Chris recalled that was what had been the cause for him falling onto Rousey, and for them as well. You're right. Well, we do have candies. What else do we need? Chris asked him back. Oh, just a few things we can get from Sham's shop. Come, Chris, Rousey excitedly said and stood up, putting on his hat again and shrouding himself in shadow. Chris stood up again and held out his hand towards Rousey. They blushed at first, held out their hand towards Rousey. He blushed at first, but then gently took it, and together they started walking towards Sham's shop. Together marked the best day of Chris's life, and was for once happy to have been alone. When they came to the Dark World today, and now they wouldn't have to be alone anymore, because they finally had someone who cared for them more than anyone else did. Chris and Rousey continued walking, holding hands, into a now brighter future, one that could illuminate the dark world. Cinema! Cinema! Holy shit, cinema. Holy. Sheesh. Sheesh. They walked together. What with a light that could illuminate the dark world. Whoa. And there we go. I officially earned my sub, bro. And now I earn my sub. Now I pick great fanfiction or not, that was peak. That was peak. Although I think that does confirm that I'm not, I don't think I'm a Krause shipper. I think I like Chris and Noelle more than I like Chris and, Rousey, maybe. I think, but Susie and Noelle is peak. Susie and Noelle is so peak. But I think the way that the story is set up right now is set up in a way that is setting Susie and Noelle up to have like a terrible next chapter. Multi-shipping peak 2, actually true. Actually so true. The idea of multiple characters, actually true. I enjoyed the Krause fic, but I don't think it's my main. Candy, that's a perfect way to say that, actually. I think I'm a multi. But I think Chris and Noelle, I think Noelle and Susie are set up to have a really awful chapter 6. I think they're gonna burn. I think they're burning really bright right now, but I think chapter 6 is gonna be set up really bad for them. Because in the weird route, we're skipping straight to chapter 7, and that's gonna be really hard on Susie. And I think, you know what I think gonna happen? I could tell you my exact crackshot theory because I've actually thought about this. Hold on, everybody, sit down. Sit down. Susie Gerson. Okay? Wait, hold on. Let's sit down. Susie and Gerson proved to Susie that you can resurrect somebody with a dark world. Susie says that they want to bring Chris in to their adventures. I believe that this is going to lead to Susie learning about the dark world, obviously, right? And with that, and with Rudy falling, if you remember, Noelle gets a phone call on the beach that Rudy fell. I believe that alongside Rudy's death, it's and the learning of resurrecting, I think Noelle is going to try to resurrect Rudy with a dark world. You feel me? Susie, okay, do I mean Noelle? I don't know whose name I got wrong in that sentence. Hold on. Susie teaches Noelle about the dark worlds. Noelle learns about the dark worlds and learns about Gerson revives, right? Rudy falls and is getting into a worse state. Rudy is in the hospital. Rudy is dying, whatever. Rudy goes back to Holiday Manor, maybe. In which case to spend his final moments with his family. To which case Noelle is very emotion driven. She runs back to the Holiday Manor. She makes a dark world. It's the Ice Palace, and boom, bada bing, bada boom. You know, and that's maybe a conflict for Susie and Noelle's relationship. Is Noelle Susie obviously understands that reviving somebody like with Gerson doesn't work, and she learned that it was wrong. But maybe Noelle won't see it that way. Maybe Noelle will want to bring her dad back, and then that is how conflict happens. And I think that's what it's leading up to, because I have evidence for this. Hold on, it's a scene in chapter 2. Fuck. Queens. There is. Fuck. Damn, it's so hard to find. Okay, well, I'll just have to explain it to you. There is a segment where, it might be where Rousey explains it, or Queen. Maybe it's when Rousey explains, wait, hold on. Let me Google this. Is this what I want? I thought what I wanted was in chapter 2, maybe. No, this isn't what I'm looking for. Okay, but I think it's in chapter 2. I think it's in chapter 2. Queen gives an example of Lightners who can open a dark world. And on the back wall, it shows a little portrait of Chris, Susie, and Noelle. Every single person except Noelle on that list has already opened a dark world. We know Susie did it to revive Gerson, and that was her idea for getting the code to get into the door where the knight was in the church in her eyes. And then Chris obviously has been opening the one in chapter 5. I think the one in chapter 2, Chris is opening Dark Fountains all over the place, but no, this isn't a fucking secret. Noelle opening one in the Holiday Manor would tie nicely into the Ice Palace from Sword Riot. Just saying. Guys, Noelle wasn't in chapter 4. How would she know that that's a thing that could happen? Susie is my idea. Susie says that she wants to... Well, Susie knows about Gerson. Susie, you don't think we're getting a chapter 6 Dark World? I think IC is the next place to have a Dark World. I actually watched a YouTube video on that, and I don't disagree, actually. I was kind of... This Susie or this Noelle theory that I'm spinning is like kind of what I believe, but I really want it to be the IC theory really bad. Do you guys think that there's a third route? Because I watched a theory about there being a third route to Deltarune, and I'm fully convinced. It's the most convincing theory on Deltarune that I think I've ever seen. Genuinely, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, I believe that there is a third route to Deltarune. I can't imagine what would happen, though. I'm bad at assuming what the next Dark World is. I think there almost certainly will be a new Dark World next chapter. Well, Chapter 7's Dark World is going to be the Dark World in, the bunker, presumably. But I think there will be one next year. Or not next year, next chapter. Susie never mentions Gerson to Noelle. That's true. But Susie says to Chris, we can't keeping our adventures between the two of us. We need to bring somebody else in. We need to bring in Noelle. So we're bringing Noelle in, and this is going to lead to her learning about the Dark Worlds, about their past adventures. This is going to lead to a lot of shit, right? In fact, I think there might be 4, really. Well, the idea for the third route that I saw is shout out to the YouTube video I watched. I'm just kind of echoing the evidence that I saw, but also I'm going to provide my own thoughts because I don't think he mentioned everything that I wanted to mention, but I saw it from a YouTube video. But it was a theory about aborting the weird route in chapter 5 in the lake. If you remember, when you abort the weird route in chapter 5, it's like a weird abortion. You know what I mean? it kind of semi-aborts, but you get the really weird scenes where, like, Noelle is like, a Noelle can only be a Noelle. You like, all that shit, right? So, Noelle, this is a Noelle who actually froze Birdly, who actually did all of these things, who had Chris read their mind and tell him it wasn't a dream. Like, all of this, Noelle is going to be brought in and learn about the Dark Worlds and is going to reveal that it wasn't real. And I think that that's going to lead to, like, her fucking going crazy again. Because there's the weird route and the normal route. But if you abort in the ocean, it makes a weird route aborting sound. It's not the normal sound for when you abort the weird route. It's like a weird new noise. It's this whole thing. The abort sound doesn't even play. Technically, we didn't even abort it. Side C. Exactly. It's not the normal sound. It's like a weird, like, third sound, bro. I'm telling. I'm straight up telling. Dude, there's so much shit in Deltarune that I want to talk about. I think so much about Deltarune. Hold on. I wonder if I can show you it. I wonder if this will look funny. Hold on. Fuck, bro. They've got me in a chokehold. Look, I opened my YouTube. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's right here. Take me to my history. What have I watched? I've watched fucking... Oh, shit. This is... Look at my fucking... The Vessel. Twisted Sword. This was the... Shout out to Zenny Knight. This was the third route theory I watched. Dude, look at this. I'm watching so much Deltarune shit, bro. My whole... It's all Deltarune, bro. Oh, and I was watching Elma. I wanted to tap in a few days ago. I was tapping in. And if Noelle finds out about all that, then Susie is cooked. Yeah, I don't think that Susie and Chris, or not Susie and Chris, I don't think Susie and Noelle are set up to have a good next chapter. As much as they're my favorite little lesbians, and I adore them, and I wish them the happiest ending. Yeah, Doomed Yuri. For sure, Doomed Yuri. Did you watch the Azrael Knight video? No, which is crazy because I'm, like, probably a self-diagnosed Azrael Knighter. Like, in my own conclusion, if you ask me who I resonate with the most as a Knight candidate, I'd tell you Azrael. I think a lot of the complaints about Azrael Knight are very weak. I think the strong points against Azrael Knight are that it's what are the motivations, and my answer is we don't know the motivations for anybody. And I think that might be it. I think the only question, or the only, like, flaw that Azrael really has is that, and that it was also a black shard at the scene of the original thing, but I don't think that matters either. Is this Subnautica anymore? No, not really. No, I'm just kind of doing whatever. I'm going with the flow. It's a sentient piece of armor that's doing it. That's not satisfying. What's the point? What does it matter to the story for it to be a hollow suit of armor? Is that there was never a villain to face? Like, it wouldn't be satisfying to anybody outside of it just being a twist. I guess you could say that it's a sentient piece of armor in the same way that, like, a Titan is. And that it's like a being of pure darkness that has no consciousness and only goes to enact the prophecy. In which case, maybe. But again, I just kind of tell you, I tell you that the theory works and that there's no evidence anywhere for anything, because we're in the middle of the story. But my answer would be that it makes for a weaker story, I think. And if it did do that, I think the community would be upset. I don't think it would be satisfying if it's a whole new person. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be satisfying if it's someone we've never met. It wouldn't be satisfying if it wasn't a suit of armor. And also, I make that same argument, Candy, for Rudy. There are a lot of people who will be like, Rudy's cancer gives him superpowers, and that's why he's the knight. But it's like, why? It's like for 7 chapters, Rudy is sick, but the second he enters a dark world, it gives him superpowers. It's like there's nothing there. Or like I feel that way with so many knight theories, if I'm honest. Like a lot of people will be like, it's Des, but it's not really Des. She's mind controlled. And then I'm like, so it's not Des. You're just creating a new character and making it Des to be the knight. Like that's not like do you see what I mean? Like a lot of people will be like, it's like fucking it's so and so, but they're corrupted, and it's like, but they're not so and so anymore. Like that's not a character. Honestly, I think Papyrus is the Forgotten Man, but we won't ever get a Forgotten Man reveal. I don't know. I think I've heard Papyrus being yo. No. I think Papyrus Forgotten Man is weaker because Sans talks about him. I guess maybe Sans doesn't talk about him. Sans talks about having a brother. But I feel like I feel like it would be hard to spin Papyrus as a forgotten man. Papyrus is so unforgettable. Like Papyrus is behind the tree in one of the art designs. I have seen that, actually. I have seen that. So, the argument for Papyrus Tree Knight, or Tree Man, would be that Sans never mentions Papyrus by name. Sans' brother could be Gaster, and Papyrus was forgotten. Yeah? But I don't know. Maybe. I don't get why he'd be. I don't know. I think there might be something there. He's a more, to be fair, he is an equally solid Forgotten Man candidate to anybody else. Because I don't know who else the Forgotten Man could be, unless, like, I don't know who else that's the end of that sentence. I don't know who else the Forgotten Knight could be. I guess it could be Gaster, but there's so much against it being Gaster. Is there any other character that we haven't seen? Like, is there any main characters from Undertale that we haven't seen? Yo! Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who else could be behind the tree. There's it's Gaster or Papyrus are the characters who haven't been there. Why would Gaster do that unless by split across multiple time and space could also mean there's multiple Gasters? You know, I have heard that theory. I've heard the theory that Gaster was split into, like, shit, what was it? Like, bodies, which is, like, one of the Gaster followers, mind, which is a different, like, you know what I mean? Like, different essences of him were, like, split up among his followers, which I thought was possible. I saw a really interesting theory. I think I'm literally watching it right now. I think I can give a shout out to this guy. Zenny Knight used up. He made a really interesting point about the ice castle. If you remember, when you have the white mage who follows you along and freezes things, it teaches you how to do the weird route in chapter 3 in the weird game section. When you get to the part where it says like the ice cube was used up, it takes Noelle with you, and then it leaves you as only Chris. You enter the room, and the rooms are all black. Eventually, you walk around until you find something. I can't actually remember what it is because I'm the worst person ever. But you find something. After you pick it up, it says, "You were used up." And Chris's skin turns gray. And I thought that was interesting because I thought, because I think the person who, Gray Chris, the Chris that looks like that, they are the one who kills Ralsei and Susie later in the game. Like, Chris turns from their blue self to the gray self like the vessel, and then kills Ralsei and Susie. I think it's interesting. Chris being used up and then getting switched into a being that looks like Chris, like the vessel, maybe hold some weight. Hi, Days. Makeup is fire. I'm just going to have a leave in a second, but I wanted to say hi. Bro, hey, welcome in. Bro, what? Ralsei and Susie die? That's crazy. No, Ralsei dies. Susie doesn't. Well, Susie might die. You know what? I actually think that there's a strong case for Ralsei and Susie dying. Not Ralsei or Susie dying. Ralsei or Susie both have really strong death cases, but I don't think both of them. I think Susie dying is the final prophecy. I think it works. You know the theory where it's like Chris like started setting Susie up to die, and then eventually got like attached to Susie, now doesn't want Susie to die. You know what I mean? Damn. I think the final prophecy about how the knight slays the dragon, yeah, and the Lord of the Hammer, and she's like, oh, who could I be? And he was like, the dragon. And she was like, nice. Yeah, I think there's a lot of strong evidence for Susie dying, actually. I think there's equally as strong of a case for Ralsei dying, though. Like, Susie breaking the prophecy, being like, I wouldn't let that happen, Chris wouldn't let that happen, and obviously you wouldn't let that happen, referring to, like, their own death. Kind of a weird way to phrase it, I think. Oh, thank you!
Just Panther Psychopath just resubscribed for 9 months.
9 months already, Psycho. Time flies so fast. Dude, if you remember, we had our 1 year not even that long ago. You've been subbed to me longer than you haven't been in my entire streaming career. That's crazy. Thank you so much. What are the vessels the night? The vessel has no consciousness in theory. I guess it kind of works in the way that I remember that character, but is there anything that would add weight, or is it just a cool question? Also, I'm sure the whole prophecy hasn't been revealed. I'm sure of that also. There's too much shit that Ralsei seems to know that seems prophecy coded. A cool question, fair enough. I think the vessel is going to end up as our alternate Chris. Okay. Hold on. Shit. I want to find. Yeah. And then boom. There we go. I found one that captures my theory. I'm so glad that I can Google this. This is low-key what I believe. I believe that the prophecy is so intentionally vague that there is going to be 3 different people for both theories. So, oh, hey, that shirt looks fire from what I can see. What's the fit? I've got my little black shorty shorts, and then I got my fucking boom, shit hard. And then I also, you know, if my full little get up, hold on. Ain't this shit cute? Dude, everybody clowned me when I was buying this shirt, too. Everybody was clowning me when I was buying this shit, too. I think it's just cute. But back to my theory. I think... Hold on. Let me read you my theory. The first hero. The cage. With human souls and parts. Now imagine if Noelle and Chris do get used up, like I say... And then, the fucking human soul, our soul, goes into the vessel. The cage with human soul and parts. That fucking describes so well. That's so well. And then, the second girl, the girl with hope crossed on her heart. Hope to fucking grow and change. Hope to be something new. Maybe she has her sword. She can wield swords. You know, this could be Susie, but I also think it fits Noelle a hell of a lot. You feel me? And then finally, the third hero, the prince, alone in deepest dark. The prince, the son of the king, the son of the final boss named King. The ruler of Card Castle Kingdom. The son of King. That's the prince from the dark, baby. That's the Lancer. These are my alternate 3. And I think in something like weird route, it might be these 3. And then in normal route, it's, you know, our main 3. You feel me? That's low-key what I think. And I think I'm ready to... Oh, maybe not. But maybe I'm ready to go a little bit further and say that this girl right here is the Twisted Sword. I think this is the Twisted Sword, and I think that is what starts the third route. You can't get behind Lancer Prince at all? Really? You don't think it's possible? Well, let me put you in, because a lot of my Lancer evidence comes from just the fact that he could also be the prince. But my reasoning is kind of more meta than that. I think Lancer is set up in a way where he's a main character, but not too main. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they kill, like, you can't, like I guess you could. But, like, killing one of the fun gang is going to hit so hard. But, like, bringing Lancer back to kill would hit, but it wouldn't, like, ruin, you feel me? Like, we don't even know anything about Lancer. That's true. We know very little about Lancer because he's like a weird little freak dude. But I think that's why it sets him up so well for a death scene. Like, we're not that attached to Lancer. We know that Lancer matters. We'd be sad if Lancer died. But, like, he would be... Like, if you thought you were going to lose Rousey and then Lancer died instead, it was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, it always could have been worse. If we do get more interactions with Lancer, then okay, like interactions on the level of Susie. No, I think Lancer would need to be slowly phased in more, especially in Weird Route. I think that is a weak part. Is that especially Weird Route, Lancer doesn't do shit. I guess he's established in Chapter 1 because Weird Route doesn't really fucking matter for Chapter 1. But like beyond that, Lancer really doesn't do much, which is fair. Much to think about. I saw a theory, and it was that, most of the Deltarune places have a callback to the Undertale, to Undertale places. Like in Chapter 5, a lot of the places kind of look like the ruins, for example. And they were saying that next chapter, they might do a callback to True Lab, where we meet Amalgadon, which is a bunch of dogs in together, and that we might do another True Lab callback, but this time with a bunch of cats together, like Friend. And I thought that was actually pretty. I thought that was pretty convincing. I thought that seemed Toby Fox-ish. I thought that seemed pretty Foxinator. Oh. Oh yeah. Survival of the fishes. That's funny. I love Noelle's the second girl, especially the love finds its worthy girl, because it be interpreted as actual love and love like levels of violence. No, I've been on that for so long. I think Noelle is set up so well as the second hero. I think Noelle's second hero is literally undoubtable to me. Like, I would be there are some things that I hold as a truth in the story, and I hold that to be a truth. I would genuinely be beyond shocked if that came back false. Like I'm so on that. I think Chris is also set up well. I think the Vessel is set up well. I wouldn't be shocked if the Vessel theory was wrong as much as Noelle, but I think the Vessel theory is strong. I think the cage with human soul and parts is just such a weird way to word Chris. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's the only way you could possibly word that would have it be Chris or fucking the Vessel. I love... Vessel seems pretty good as a candidate because we literally made it from parts. Exactly. Like, there's... It's worded to make the Vessel a candidate. Like, it has to be. Fuck, I've got so many questions. I need Chapter 6 and 7 to release. But I need it to release, bro. I've got so many questions. Dude, a lot of people seem to disregard the fact that there was a, presumably a night shard at the scene of Dess's disappearance. I took that as completely disproving Death Knight in my mind, but a lot of people seem to not, which was interesting to me. You know, there's a very important question about Rousey we never got answered, at least as far as I'm aware. There are so many questions about Rousey. Well, there are hundreds of questions about that guy. We don't know shit. We don't know what he is as a Darkner. We don't know why he can show up at every Dark World. We don't know why he knows everything about the prophecy. We don't know what he's hiding. There are a lot of big questions about Rousey. And we don't know if he's gay. Fuck, what is Rousey? We have no idea. Nobody has a clue. The best idea that we have is that he's the fucking trees. The best that we have been able to come to is that he's the orange trees around hometown. That's all we got. Because people keep talking about things going on under the town. You know, Flowery was like, there's evil underneath the town. Oni-san, Onion-san or whatever, he was like, there's things under the town. There's the prophecy about the roots, which show the trees. There's the tree species in real life all being a hive mind, which might show while Rousey's everywhere and knows everything. There's also a secondary theory about Rousey that he's the opposite of a Titan. That Titan is the fear of the dark, and that Rousey's like the comfort of the dark. Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark. You feel me? Yeah, but I meant in regards to why only Rousey knows about the prophecy, not just how. Because he's fucking weird. We don't know. We don't know shit, dude. Dude, we don't know anything about Rousey. Oh God, he's such a weird dude, bro. I feel like the only way I could see Death Knight working at this point is if the prophecies already partially happened and she was part of the OG Fun Gang and she got lost in the dark world. Well, there is a few things that work with Death Knight for me. If you want to make Death Knight work for me, you have to have the prophecy not be set in stone, but be like it doesn't control, it narrates. Do you feel me? Because I think Des is set up in a way where she's a rebellious rule breaker. And I think it works more if she's trying to cause the roaring and the prophecy is highlighting her behavior rather than her following the prophecy trying to enact it. You feel me? Like the prophecy, like if she's doing it on her own accord and the prophecy is just like, yeah, this will happen, rather than she's following the prophecy. Because I don't think that works for her character very much. And I guess you could make the argument that we don't know much of her character. We only know other people's readings of her. But from what we know from everyone else, it doesn't fit her character. I've seen someone say there may be multiple nights. There is a multiple nights theory. I think multiple nights works enough. I think multiple nights inevitably draws back to the fact that just nobody knows. I feel like the only reason you make a multiple nights theory is because nobody is solid enough to be the knight. Like, no, the reason we have a multiple nights theory is because we just don't have motivations for any character. Like, or I think there's a logical hole for every character. Rudy, how the fuck did he carry Undyne from the top of the map to the bottom of the map when she can bench press cars? I think Carol's relatively strong. I've always seen her as kind of more of a secondary. Like, she kind of works adjacent, but isn't really. She's not the main guy in my mind, I guess. There are some things against Carol, but they're more nuanced. Carol just doesn't have that, like. She's just not about that. You feel me? Azriel, he has no motive. Azriel has no motive at all that would make sense. Like, every character has a weakness. Saying multiple nights is like archaeologists saying it was a ritualistic sacrifice. Yeah, because we just don't know. We just don't know shit. I mean, we don't really know, so we were just saying what we always say when we don't know. Yeah, like, we just don't know shit. Carol's such a red herring, though. Yeah, I think Carol is set up to be a red herring. But also, not even that much. Carol has a sword in her room, or in her kitchen, but it's a katana, not a knight sword. That, like, if you want to be like, well, she has a sword, so she's the knight? Yeah, I guess. But, like, she'd see herself as more of a samurai, I think. It's more of a samurai sword than a knight sword. And she is definitely mean or evil or cold. Like, there is, like, the line that, like, the room temperature drops. And all that is setting her up. But she kind of seems like a side. She doesn't seem like a knight, you feel me? Why would she turn why would she turn the sword into a bat and then back into a sword? No, exactly. Like, there's just so little that works. Also, Candy, do you remember me playing through Deltarune and me thinking that was a bat at the start? and me being like, holy shit, she has a baseball bat. Do you remember my playthrough, all the times I called back to her having a fucking baseball? I feel so liberated. Dude, when I saw people, like, say for the first time that, like, they thought it was a bat, I was like, holy shit, thank God I thought I was insane. There was so... As I'm starting to get into the Deltarune theory, I give myself a lot of credit. Like, I got a lot of shit, like, well done. And maybe that's because I had you guys helping me in chat and you guys pointed me in the right direction. But, like, I feel like a lot of the things I got pretty right. Like, I got baseball bat down. I got a lot of shit. You know, people have found an ancient civilization in the Amazon that had an estimated 3 million people? When? Just, like recently? We just discovered this? Strings attached. What's this? What? Huh? Up to 9 people will win various cash prizes in the form of free gift cards. That's money for free. What do these idiots think this is? Charity? Thank you for the follow. This opportunity is too good to be true. There's 4 after you get it. Please confirm the number on the back with our team. I will personally try out the card for you to confirm it's safe. What the fuck? What the hell? Hey, Spamson. What? Huh? Oh, this is the whole Weird Route dialogue. This is literally all of the weird... This is the whole Weird Route script. This is the whole... This is... Oh, I did not know that. Yeah, this is when she goes, I did not know that. Queen, why do you want to release the roaring so much? What is that? The roaring? Yeah. That! What is that? If too much darkness is revealed, Titans will emerge from the fountain and destroy everything. All darkness will be turned into statues, and all lighters will be lost in eternal chaos. Holy circuits, are you serious? You really didn't know that? No. I love Queen so much. She's my favorite character. She's genuinely my favorite character. Julie, I've been watching your streams on YouTube for a bit. Love this stuff. Has been helping me through some dark stuff. Just want to say you make me happy. I'm glad I can make you happy, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for coming over to the Twitch, man. I hope things get better for you, man. Check out more stuff on the board. Yeah, we can keep checking it out. We can keep looking around. I'm down. Let's keep taking a look see. Not too important. What? This is the egg stuff. Okay. I don't need anything on the eggs yet. There's nothing on roots. Is this Gaster? Yes. Welcome. Have you been looking for me? How wonderful. I have been looking for you as well. I have something I want to show you. Something I think you will find very, very interesting. But it is not complete yet. No, it is far from complete. Thus, I have a small favor to ask you. Return here in 24 hours. At that time, I will ask you a few questions. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. You may have to override security protocols to use the program. What the fuck? And this was on his Twitter. I remember this. I remember this all being on his Twitter. During the survey program sections, the game's window is titled Contact. Okay, this is when he contacts with us. Device Garner Maker carries out the vessel's assembly. Yeah, this is when we make the vessel. These answers have no effects on gameplay this far and cannot be retracted once chosen, but the data is saved. Dude, this is so weird. Favorite food, blood type, color. Damn. Damn. Huh. This data defaults to the first option of each question except for this one, which defaults to mine. An interesting... Okay, so if you name yourself any of this, it's an interesting coincidence. What is QC? Why is QC an interesting coincidence? Have you ever looked at Noel's blog? I'm pretty sure there's hella stuff on there. I've heard other people look at it, but I've never looked at it myself. I've never looked at her shit myself. I actually think there's a lot of shit like that. Have you ever looked at like the Lost Girl or like the unused dialogue or whatever? Spampton sweepstakes. This about Spampton. No. What the hell? This ain't... Wait, where's her blog?
Hey, Yenny! Welcome back to the Spampton Value Network, the only home of wild prizes and Spampton's beautiful eyes. Here tonight, we've got even more wild prizes in store for you. Can you believe it? We might be on number 50. I can't count. Spampton Carbine Knife. The Spampton Carbine Knife is a wonderful knife that will allow you to...
Hey guys, is this on? Sorry, it took so long for the stream. We had some technical difficulties.
What stream?
Yeah, we had
This
this
is the
crazy
stream.
video plans. We were going to hire someone to play Spampton, but you know, it's kind of, I don't know, it just kind of fell through, you know? It didn't really make sense because,
You hired me.
know, what?
What
this?
I guess we
the
didn't
fuck
expect you
is
guys to,
going
like,
on?
Vote for what you did. We just kind of assumed you'd do the
Vote for what?
freedom.
What did they vote for? Freedom?
Anyway, sorry guys.
What?
We're just gonna have to go think of something else.
What about all this?
We'll try and make up to you somehow. Yeah, I don't really know what we're gonna do without Spampton. But you know, he's gone. You voted to remove Spampton,
He's gone.
and that's what happens.
What the
Remove
fuck?
Spampton.
Goes away.
What are they talking about?
Well, we'll see you guys next year. Bye.
Wait, what do you mean remove Spampton? Wait! Remove Spampton? You guys wouldn't vote to do that, right? No, wait. I'm not Spampton, I swear. I'm just an impersonator. I'm an actor. I was just hired to... You can't do this to me. Stop! Stop! No!
What the fuck? What did that mean? No, I've never seen the Spampton sweepstakes. I've heard of them so much. Okay. Spampton got deleted. Alright. Holy shit, this is 30 minutes.
He showers our souls with incredible deals. Seems to be covered in hair. Hair.
Captain, Spamton Value Network, Hamburger Royalty, and the Canadian Consumer Product.
What, bro? Okay. Official rules. Yeah. Spamton sweepstakes. The sweepstakes. Okay. Yeah. Yo. Sure. Give me, Okay. What the fuck is this? Are these the actual rules? These seem like the actual rules. Is this not a bit? This doesn't seem like a bit. That doesn't seem like a bit either. It's me, the #1 greatest spam salesman, Spamton G. Spamton. You may know me from everything, and now I'm only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I've never gotten smaller. I've never gotten smaller. What are you hiding from me, Toby? Nothing. He's hiding nothing from me. A pee-pee? A pee-pee? A secret pee-pee? Spamton sweepstakes. You lost. You lost. You lost. Can I win? What does it mean to win? Wait, I don't know. How do I win? One of these times. One of these times. Is it only losses? Is there no win? Is there no win? Candy, I'm gonna look forever. Candy, is there a win? There better be a win.
Calorie intake.
Candy, it better happen sooner or I'm gonna freak out. Damn, I suck! I've given up. I've given up. Oh, this is actual. This is actual shit. That's actual shit. No. No. Okay. Click. 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 No. Welcome to Holiday Girl 1225's Game Secrets, Glitches, and Theories blog. Today, the official Dragon Blazers website was updated with a bunch of weird links. I searched around the official website for clues and found about 40 pages so far. It doesn't seem to be an ARG, as there's no puzzles, and it doesn't lead to anything. Anyone else think the devs might have been eating a little bit too much fruitcake this year? XP. Okay. If you have no pets, it's known that there's a rare chance for an egg to appear, giving you a random pet. That is the only way to get some of the secret cats in this game, which are still super rare. On top of that, a rare egg is the only way to get the secret cats? Are you kidding? But has anyone heard of rain days? Jumped over the roof of my house. So my mom called school and made them cancel so I wouldn't have to walk over. Like, Mom, a little water never hurt anyone, except for deep sea cave divers. Fair enough. At least because of that, my friend could come over without an umbrella. Okay. Anyways, on days when it rains, nothing was better than playing cat petters. Specifically the minigames you could play with your cats. They were all ridiculous. And each of them had super silly rific names, like Jongler or something. Okay. I remember being really into them when I was little. I can't remember the names because it would... Yo! Okay. Anyways, I got the feeling I know someone has seen it. I just know that I asked them, I probably wouldn't get a straight answer. On a related note, some of the games, you make a cameo. She came over because I said I was going to play cat petters, but she thought that meant I was going to pet her. What kind of game would that even be? So I just made a cat named after her in the game and made it play metal music on the metal box. I'll try not to corrupt that one. I still have to pet her a little, or she wouldn't go home. Fair enough. Who is that? Caddy?
Emergency. Starvation imminent. Seek calorie intake immediately.
There's nothing here. Okay. Not applicable. Okay. Sick. Please. Please. I'm miserable at this. I'm the worst. Ferris? An excellent idea, my fellow mod. By the way, prank, you will be hit not with the ban hammer, but a ban bird. A halberd for banning people. Save your last moments now. Wow, that's fucking Birdly right there. I see you, Birdly. I see you, Birdly. Oh my god. Oh my. With a flick of my wing, your computer will sing. Dude. What? I do not think I will use this website anymore. Fair. Listening to Blood Crushers the band Raise Up Your Bat. Dude. Cool. Cool. Go back to Spampton. I've only got like 2 more minutes, and then I've really got to run because they really want me. They keep knocking on my door. What do you want me to see? What do you want me to see? What am I looking at? Click on all the prizes for Spampton Sweepstakes. These? I don't got time to read all these. I don't got time to read all these. The 9 people win various cash. That's money for free. What do the idiots think this is? Charity? Speaking of money for free, Twitch Prime sub? Twitch Prime sub? Looking for a way to max out your TP? Shit yourself in style with the new Spampton toilet paper. Chat, I gotta run. I would love to check out the rest of this tomorrow. What the fuck was that? Thank you for showing me that. What the fuck was that? What the hell? I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for coming out. I had a real fun time. Let me send you to Vanelli, my beloved. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. I had so much fun. Everybody join my raid. Oh, hello. Wait, did you end? Oh, you ended raid. God damn it. God damn it, girl. She just ended. Oh, you joined as I was ending, literally dead. But hello, how are you? How's it going? If you want to talk tomorrow, I'll be live again tomorrow. I'm literally on my way out right now. Oh, Chris is live. Goodbye, wait, one more. Click the Lancer cookie. Oh, I already closed the website. No, I didn't. Where's the Lancer cookie? Lancer cookie. Spampton's fate? Spampton, are you sick of them? Why does he? Or should he live free? Encourage and be happy for him. After all, are we really any better? Spampton's fate is in our hands. Who the fuck wrote this? Who the fuck wrote that? Wait, you wanted me to look at Lancer cookie? Where's the Lancer cookie? I don't see no Lancer cookie. Where do you see that at? Lancer. Oh, cookie of boy. Boom. Oh, god damn it! Oh, god damn it, Psycho!